Once we have this first result and we've already decided that we want to keep automating, there's a question that's really important to ask ourselves, right? And it has to do with the fact that a decision needs to be made. And that decision is, do we hire a company to develop the robots, or do we implement this with an internal team? And within that, there are both pros and cons to each of the two decisions.
For example, if we decide to work together with a company that already knows about automation, that already has success stories, that has built robots, maybe even for the competition or other companies in the industry, it's important to be clear that the speed at which they will implement those robots will be much faster.
But we also have to be clear that this expertise and know-how also comes at a cost. Therefore, it will also be more expensive than building it internally. And it's also important to consider, as a company, whether I want to keep the know-how in-house or if I'm going to lose it, right? So, that's one of the decisions that needs to be made. Then, regarding the topic of developing it internally, the benefits are that the cost of developing it in-house is much lower and that, as a company you will own the know-how, essentially, the process of learning and implementing RPA. But the problem with this is that the timelines are going to be much slower when it comes to us, when we take on and develop, essentially, this skill, since it will take much more time than hiring a company that already has all that knowledge, basically, and all the expertise. But the important thing is how I, as a company, manage to strike a balance and find equilibrium between both things. So, we always, in some way, recommend that companies should start with a company that has the expertise to develop, and within that, also involve an internal team. And involve them to the point that they participate together in the creation of all these robots or the automation process, since working together will bring great benefits and, on the other hand, the learning curve of the internal team will also accelerate and the know-how will stay within the company.